Ooh, that was wobbly. Hello, my name is Christine. If you are finding this reading or it is finding you, there's probably something in it you are meant to hear. Today, I feel very called to say right off the bat that your guides are asking you to protect your space and protect your energy. I pulled a couple cards before we got started. I pulled the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, and to me, these often indicate like a surprise. This one sometimes is a happy surprise, but sometimes it can be a little bit like, I don't know, like pages just kind of have that a little bit of a chaotic energy. With the Page of Swords, it's very youthful energy in the card. And so she can be reckless, right? Like with her words, with her language. And I get the sense that you are going to be receiving, especially right now as we are entering, there's all sorts of stuff happening astrologically. If you're watching this at another time, no worries. It's probably still relevant. We're currently, Mercury is retrograde, which often does mean exes come back, ghosts from the past resurface. And careful, because maybe you're the ghost. And that's okay. That's okay. I heard Aliza Kelly talk about that once on her podcast, and I was like, yeah, sometimes it's okay to be the ghost. Just be aware of what you're doing. And that's where we're going here with the Queen of Cups, because I pulled these two cards, and I immediately thought, oh, something's coming in. And then it was like, oh, a lot's coming in for this collective that I'm reading for. By the way, thank you for sharing your energy with me for these readings. I consider it an honor and a privilege. So if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, it helps us both. It helps the channel, and it also helps me tune into your energy, so I know, what I'm trying to pick up on. A lot of 2:02 on the timer. We're reaching this portal energy. I know I keep saying that, but as I record this, Barbo's Basket is occurring tomorrow. This is a once in a human existence astrological event. So things are going to feel funky, right? And I bet you they are for a lot of us. The Queen of Cups urges you to stay seated in your throne, keep your emotions under wraps. By that, I mean, be careful who you share your vulnerabilities with at this time. And I'm not trying to sound fear-mongering, but I think with the amount of sort of activations and awakenings and shifts that are happening in the world right now. I don't know if you watch The Good Place. It's one of my favorite comfort shows, but if you know that it's giving Jeremy Bearimy out there right now. It's like things are weird, okay? Time is funky, okay? And I think a lot of us feel that. Now, as this happens, as we're reaching these kind of funky energies and things are shifting, this is the time to really home in on. Apparently it's not hone in. I learned that. Fun fact, home in on, like a homing pigeon, right? I've also been seeing a lot of pigeons, 333 on the timer, mourning doves. Very special bird to me personally. Beautiful animal, and a beautiful song, very mournful, which is... It's spelled with the U. Morning. Queen of Cups. See how she has she's in the water, but she's also on her own little island. She's seated on a very stable throne, even though she's in touch with the water, which is, emotional side of things. She also has this chalice, but notice it's closed. She's not just giving her wisdom, her heart, energy to just anyone. She has mastered the art of keeping this to herself until the right energy comes along to unlock that and give back, reciprocate in the way that a queen deserves, right? So as you have these kind of a little bit chaotic, perhaps childish, perhaps or childish probably is the word. As you, I get the sense a lot of us are hearing from people from our past, hearing from people we've forgotten about. And it's one of those things where even if you rack your brain, like, who could I be hearing from? They'll text you and you'll be like, whoa, that was random. I would never have thought of that. 505. I mean, as these messages come in, just be conscientious of who you're giving your energy to. And if everyone who reaches out feels like a comfortable, safe place for you to expend your energy, fantastic. That means you've already called away so much that, you're very aligned with the people that are reaching out. But even then, people will come through and they are sneaky, okay? Especially during these times when things are getting so heated and activated throughout the world on every level. These insidious, whether it's like a narcissist in your life, someone you're estranged from, an ex, someone, a family member, an estranged family member, perhaps it's a coworker, perhaps it's a neighbor. I mean, just anyone a sibling, somebody who is zapping your energy, or who leaves you feeling drained. Maybe it's not even an estranged parent. Maybe it's like somebody that you're currently trying to set boundaries with and it's difficult. Yes, I'm getting some very intense throat chakra energy coming in. And the lights just flickered. Do me a favor, and for whatever this means to you, cleanse your space, whether that's walking around and clapping, and be careful, this does startle the dogs in your life, or the cats and or the people. If you don't have any sort of like cleansing spray that you like, or an incense or something, it is all about intention, right? So it's nothing fancy, but I just urge you to like clear your space just to feel at home in it, if nothing else. And on the bright side, you can feel clearer and more centered. They've done studies that clutter really does mess with our minds, and I live in a perpetual state of clutter. I'm going through like a major purge of my home right now, and it is bringing in so much lightness where I didn't realize I had been carrying baggage, right? Like even stuff upstairs, I found like a photo album from a college ex that like I had for some reason kept all these years, and like looking through it, I'm like, these photos don't make me feel good. This is very Marie Kondo, but like they don't spark joy. And also, like, there's also the concept of Swedish death cleaning. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's sort of the idea that like, when you die, do you want your people in your life to have to deal with this stuff? Like, I don't want, for example, my daughter to be like, who's this random guy in all these photos, with mom in Germany? Like, it's not necessary. I didn't need it, and it was very freeing to get rid of that. Also, all the photos are on Facebook, so like even if I need some random, or if there was like a funny one, I just took a photo of it and had it on my phone. But I'll probably clear that out eventually too. But it's like all about you. It's all about clearing your space and energy. It's not necessarily about other people pushing them away. It's about looking inward and going, what do I need to feel a sanctuary? That word was coming through earlier as well, and that gives me very Queen of Cups vibes. She's on her own island. She has a sanctuary to go to, and that's what this office space has sort of inadvertently become during a major transition in my life. But I feel like your ancestors are knocking on the back of my head, and so maybe I need better boundaries. But I'm going to do a reading from the Beloved Dead deck that was given to me by someone named Kat in it says 2017, but they were a podcast listener. I don't remember which town. I wish I remembered. Kat, if you're out there, let me know, because I love this deck you gave me many years ago. And it has been bossing me around ever since I kind of finally pulled it out. So, all right, we're going to see if anybody from the other side is, we know, especially during this time, that we are divinely protected, but that also requires of you just a little bit of like discernment, right? And so as these invitations come through and things feel them out. If they feel in your gut like a cringe, it doesn't necessarily mean no, you don't need to, but maybe like take a moment, take some time. Tell people you'll think about it and get back to them. Tell people you'll check your calendar and get back to them. When you're in your sanctuary, for me, that's like my bed or here. feel into your body and see if it's a yes or a no. If it's a no, there's no shame in saying no. Say no, please. You are not to be spending your energy, especially right now. Like, we need your good energy to be helping the world, not and fostering beautiful connections, not like getting siphoned by energy vampires. Okay. Oh, interesting. Speaking of sanctuary, I just pulled location. And it has a guy hiding under the table. And look, he has angel wings, which, you know, very prominent messaging recently. A lot of angelic protection, I think, is happening. I'm going to read what this location says and see if something resonates for you. Location. I also wore my possum bracelet today that I got in New Orleans. Location. Should you receive location, it indicates there's something significant about a place, destination, or property. It could be a house, a room, family, cottage, garden, farm, foreign country or city, an intersection or road, vacation spot, death, or birthplace, any location that factors prominently in the memory or experience of you or a loved one. Could be that 1111 on the timer, whatever that means to you. Location can also refer to sacred land, the earth, and rocks beneath or surrounding a structure with an energetic imprint that wants to be acknowledged. And I think a lot of this is about cleansing our spaces and our homes and making sure we're honoring our spaces so that they honor us back. And I mean, I truly mean that. I think my home has felt heavy for a while because I've just had to get to a point where I have the bandwidth to work on this area of my life, and a purging, it feels like to finally purge a lot of stuff that I've held on to for too long. And there's cleansing and healing in that. And try not to feel the guilt. I know it's so hard, but there are also so many YouTube videos that'll help you kind of like unpack that. Location can also refer to, an energetic imprint. Help heal your place and space. There could also be somebody you think of, like, in association with a place, somebody who's passed. Like, if you have someone, say, like a mother, grandmother figure that you met in the garden, and that's where you picture them, in your mind, or a family home that you picture a loved one when you think of them who's passed, So that could very well be. I'm going to pull one more card because I think this, for a lot of us, is urging you to find that safe space. And I like that, he's under a table, which is very old school, right? Like, remember during the Cold War, but remember when they would, teach kids to duck and cover under their desks? This is outdated information, okay? You don't need to be hiding under a table. You are able to expand, and you need room for your wings too. Look at that. Like, your ancestors had to do what they had to do to survive, right? We're finally at a point where a lot of us are learning how to get out of survival mode. And that, I think, is the big key shift here. We're getting out of survival mode, and as this happens, we're realizing, oh my God, whoa, I've been in a dream. I've been totally like out of alignment, whatever it may be. Like, I'm not happy, and I can change that. Like, we're realizing we have this power. So, don't hide under the table. If you have nowhere else to go, that's fine. Then you're probably still in survival mode, and that's okay, and there are ways out. But let yourself have more than under a table, under a desk. Like, this is not the Cold War. I mean, let's move on. This is not time to be playing small. It's not the time to be hiding under tables like a little kid. It is the time to be letting your wings. Wise guy flipped over. Just like this fella, I want you to be sitting pretty where you feel comfortable, whether that's on a throne, a bar stool with one leg up, like, however. I want you to embody this guy, wise guy, but also I wonder what this is going to say. I should put a caveat and a little asterisk. I want you to embody this guy with an asterisk. This could also be, again, somebody coming through to you. If this card is validating or describing an experience, energy, individual, or ancestor, the only feeling they may not invoke is indifference. The wise guy runs the gamut from hilarious wisecracking comment with rapier sharp, the sword, wit, to the wisecracking windbag, a know-it-all, the bane of any dinner party. So I certainly know some characters in my ancestry who fit the bill. Colorful character, street smarts, bootlegger, con artist, just somebody who lives to live, okay? However, there is a dark side to this guy, of course, right? Like, there's a dark side to living to live in the sense that, like, at any cost or at others' expenses. It says this is a preferred guest at the Crowbar Hotel, parentheses, jail. So if there's someone in your lineage that you feel like may have been the one winding up in cell, the drunk tank, overnight, could be that person asking you to, coming in and saying they're protecting you, which actually does kind of align with, you know, this sense I'm getting that there's protection in place right now. Oh my gosh, no, it literally says that. Asking you to, wow, okay, wise guys asking you, advising you to protect yourself physically, economically, or spiritually. Enter into a current interaction or transaction with extreme caution and eyes in the back of your head. You might want to invest in a little, maybe some evil eye. I have like an oil here that I really like that smells nice, and maybe go into a crystal shop, see if anything calls to you, or just if you have some crystals around, maybe put one in your pocket, you know. Enter into a current, and that's not all you should do, right? Like, there's more to spiritual hygiene and boundary setting than that, but, you know, it could be a good reminder. Read the fine print, get a second opinion. Don't head out alone. Don't accept candy from strangers. Don't walk through dimly lit back alleys. This is not a time to be letting other people run the show. This is not a time to be letting someone else lead you. Our blindfolds are coming off, and we are not kids hiding under the table. We are grown-ups, believe it or not, who are being asked to create a sacred sanctuary for ourselves so that we have the bandwidth to decide what is good for us, what is not good for us, and then have the space to put literal physical space to put those walls in place, so that people who are trying to push through them can't get in. I'm getting major throat stuff happening again. So, wow, listen to this. You can also consider this card a fraud alert. If you've been feeling iffy about somebody and wondering, like, maybe I'm misreading, maybe I'm just judging a book by its cover, listen to this. You can also consider this card a fraud alert. At this time, you can't trust that an individual, an experience, or a location has your best interests or safety at heart. Wow, okay, yeah, you know, he's got his sunglasses on. He's, and if you have somebody in your life, I think we all probably have some characters in our lineage, and it feels like those are the ones coming out to play right now because they are the ones that are necessary. And I think that's why I'm also picking up all this angelic frequencies, because, like, just got full, like, wind chill up my back, is because it's needed. That strength, it's this powerhouse strength that is needed right now to support people who are trying to live in aligned light while people are trying to knock them out of it, which is what happens when you get close to an aligned path. Is it starts to narrow, the options narrow, things that don't fit anymore, you have to make room. Tower moments happen. I'm going to pull, wow, I'm just getting now a lot of this sort of like build up energy. There's so much protection around you right now. And it sounds maybe scary. I don't mean for it to be scary. It's a wonderful thing. And it's also exciting because, like, the winds of change. Yesterday there was this freak thunderstorm that happened, and I'm a triple air sign, but I love just like thunder and lightning. I did also play that Pajama Sam game a lot as a kid, so that could have something to do with it. But I felt this winds of change feeling that I occasionally feel, and I used to just think, wow, I'm such a kook. But yesterday when I felt it, I was like, whoa, I feel it. And you know what? I got confirmation, which this might be helpful for some of you. I was walking upstairs and my knees were aching. There go the lights. My knees were aching, and I was like, whoa. And then I realized it was raining outside, and I was like, oh, right, my knees ache when it rains, which I always seem to forget. And then it occurred to me, it was almost like channeled, I guess, but it was like this idea of, well, yeah, your knees hurt in regards to the weather. That's not something you can necessarily see. So why wouldn't your body, your intuition, your energy field, your fascia, whatever it might be, why wouldn't that also be responding to external energy fields, whether that be weather, which is also electromagnetic energy, right? Like we know the tides and the moon. I mean, let's not be timid about it, right? Like we can feel energy, and our bodies are telling us things. That's why we have sensations, and that got all warped when we were little, and our caregivers effed us up, and that's that generational thing. And that's why now, 2112 on the timer, we are reaching this apex where it's like, it's time to wake the fuck up, and it's time for us to go, hang on, like this just isn't working. 2121. A lot of you are probably having like third eye stuff going on, like headaches right here in the center, maybe like tingling in your scalp, maybe being called to something like getting Reiki sessions. If you are, I'm hearing like salt baths, those float tank things, like do it. Whatever you need to do to feel like you have a little bit of a sanctuary for your mind to settle, for your nervous system to feel calm enough to decide what is aligned for you and what is not. Protect that energy. Also, we know, and like you're not going to believe this, but I'm no quantum physicist. But I do know that, observing something inherently changes it at its fundamental core. The process of that's remarkable. I remember learning that in 10th grade and being like so mind blown. And then we never talked about the quantum physics again. And I was like, 22, why can't we learn this? This is exciting. But so there's so much out there. Again, shocking, but I did not pursue science as a career. I pursued yapping. Pretty good at it. Where was I? Observing something changes it fundamentally. Remarkable, okay? So don't be observed by people who don't need to be observing you. Fucking close the blinds. Some of you, I'm getting the sense that like while you're working, you feel like maybe eyes on you and it disrupts you, or it feels like, if you feel the pressure, for example, like if you work from home and you feel pressure to have like a camera on, or maybe in a workplace, like you feel like you need to put, like for example, right here, I've just been sensing like there's a slight spot where people could glance in and see me, and every now and then someone will glance in, and it like throws off my whole game because I'm a particle in quantum physics. No, but really it does, like it's like a day where I'm like, don't perceive me right now. And it's not that I think I can't handle it, it's that like I don't need this, like I don't need your energy. And for some reason I'm just being drawn to tell you like to protect yourself. And if you are in the place where you're like, what does that even mean? Don't worry, it doesn't really mean much of anything except to realize like, hey, you're in charge of your own energy and your own power, and you can say, I don't want anyone else's in my space right now. Everybody else's, get out of here. Whatever verbiage works for you. There's not like that. You can look up a spell if that helps you. You can look up rituals. You can do cord cutting. Whatever speaks to you. But really at the core, it's about being present and saying, who's taking my energy right now and how can I step away from this? And I think some situations urge you to be a little more assertive with your boundaries. I'm going to pull one final card from my tarot deck. Wow, this was more like, I feel like I kind of just ranted for a while, but wow, I'm getting a lot of like, as we go through this kind of bar King of Pentacles. My God, I just got chills. Ooh. You are one with the fucking earth. Do not let anybody uproot you, shake you. At your core, you are so deeply connected to the earth, and you know that. And by the earth, I mean like everything, creation. You're finding you're rediscovering, you're remembering yourself, right? You're remembering yourself after perhaps a long time of feeling disconnected, and a long time of feeling a need to mask or force or convince yourself or others or find out who you are or make yourself into something. Shedding all of that, getting to the core of it, which is you at the base of it are an incredible divine being, a part of the whole. You are connected so deeply and spiritually to the earth and to all the other folks here who are trying their best to live an aligned and love-filled life. And that's it. That's all we're here to do. Okay. And hopefully, you know, as we move forward, this is when, not hopefully, yes, 100%. This is when things start to flow abundantly. So protect your peace, protect your space, protect your peace. You are so divinely protected. You are a god. I mean, like, you are God on earth, right? Like, we all are a piece. I know that sounds maybe crazy to some of you, but if that feels like not aligned with you, don't worry about it. Don't take it. Again, this is all about feeling out what fits, for you. And undoing what maybe leaving behind. We've got Six of Swords, leaving behind other people's narratives about you, leaving behind what was just stories, what was just cobwebs, what was just fake, built on sand. Build yourself a sanctuary, and it's only for you, only for you. You can have one inside and you can have a physical one. And at this time, I think all you need to know is you are divinely protected. You are so loved. And I'm so thankful to be here with you. All right.